stomach, fumbles the ball, picked up by Kansas City. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Welcome home, Isaiah Pacheco. It is good, good, good. Who got him? Chris Jones got him. Mahomes looks that way. He's going to go wide open left side. Kelsey, touchdown. Chiefs get the victory, 27-19 over the Houston Texans. What a win here for Kansas City. This is one of the better wins of the year.
I think this is the best the offense has looked all year long, and the defense with 2 takeaways and a big-time stop when it counted most.
Boy, big time, a sack with Joshua Williams late in the game. But the fact that getting Hollywood Brown out on the field and then Xavier Worthy, maybe his best game. Tough catches, Matt. Tough catches, productive plays.
Xavier Worthy goes for 7 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. We can dive into his performance more a little bit later, but some big catches and big moments throughout this game. And as we kind of saw with Rashee Rice last year, Xavier Worthy is really coming into his own late in the season. We're going to count on this guy in the playoffs, and these big games, he's been coming through.
We'll talk about the defense too, but now let's go to the podium and Coach Reed.
All right. Thank you to the fans. They went undefeated this year at home, which is fantastic. And they had some big plays today. So with the penalties, that we appreciate how loud they were and aggressive they were. All in all, I thought this was our best game offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. We've got to keep going, though. We've got a lot of room to improve. We got to make sure that we keep doing that, and we've got a short turnaround to get that done in. So, against a good football team, Pat had a nice day today. 28 for 41 for 260 yards, a touchdown. I thought that was positive. X had his best day with 7 catches for 65. It was good to get Hollywood back in there. All the receivers I thought did a nice job, and Kels. And Noah, so it was a positive day for all those guys. But it was good to get Hollywood back in the mix of this. And then third downs, and Nags had a great plan for third downs, 7 for 13, and then the red zone likewise, so 3 for 4 in the red zone. Defensively, you got to start with the D-line and the pressure that they were able to put on the quarterback. I thought they did a fantastic job with that. Then that led to these turnovers with Hicks and McDuff, so which is great. I mean, they're doing well with those. 10 points we were able to capture off of the turnovers, and then Tranquil had a big day with all the tackles, leading the team in tackles. Josh Williams, the big sack there, did a nice job, and then special teams wise, Nico had some real good returns, and Bucker, was good to get him back in the groove there. He was kicking the ball well. So, anyways, with that time is yours. Yeah, just the routes, how he's progressed in that area, just on route running. Sam, and the trust that Pat has in him, and those kind of go together. So knowing where your guy's going to be and how he's going to get there and how quick he's going to get there. I didn't mention injuries too. The injuries, Jack Cochran has a left ankle fracture, so that's not a good thing. And then Jawan strained his knee, and Chris Jones strained his calf. Other than that, we're okay there. So.
Those things you talked about with Worthy a minute ago. When did you become comfortable you could do all those things in one game? Get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been gradual through it, Adam. I mean, I can't tell you the exact game, but it's been a few games now where he can do all those things, and we feel good about that.
Okay, did you see something from Pat this week to let you know he was going to be able to play a game like this, play well for you guys to win?
Yeah, listen, I didn't think he'd be able to get out and run like that, or would run like that, but he did a great job with all that. So, but yeah, no, he had that mindset right from the get-go, Adam, that he was going to be out there and going, and so he didn't miss a beat. He practiced every rep.
When he takes off running in that first drive like that, on the touchdown, Mark skip a beat a little bit. I know he's going to play football when he gets on the field.
Yeah. No, there's no time for that. Once you're in the game, your mind's going, so you're not thinking about all those things. But I'm glad he got up. That's what I was glad of. Yeah.
And you knew for a couple of days, of course, that he'd play, but there's still, he obviously played with some pain factor. It's an important statement to the team when a guy in that position goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, he spoils the dog out of us there because he's so tough and mentally and physically. So, you just get used to it. But most guys don't come back from that like he did. But he set his mind to it, and then he jumped in that training room and stayed in there. And they worked on him, and they did a great job with that, our trainers. But most guys don't do that. But and you're right. It sends a message to the whole team, and our guys are real good with it. Our leaders are good in that way. They try to play through things like that.
It seems like you guys went high with the running back position. How important was that in the second half?
Yeah, Kareem, I thought he did a nice job that second half. I thought all three of them, I thought, did a nice job. 10 had some big runs for us, tough runs. P. Ryan gets in and does a nice job in there. He has a big catch there at the end, which was good. So.
Andy, another question on Xavier. I mean, it does seem like he's getting open a lot, but are there signs that you can specifically see just how much more comfortable he is in his assignment on specific plays?
Yeah, you can. When they start making the little subtle adjustments on routes and not just running lines, that's when you kind of know that they're headed in the right direction. So, and he's been doing that, and still getting to where Pat can use them, which ends up being the most important thing. But and on time, that's the other part of it.
And just on Hollywood, the first two passes to him, I think, were pretty clutch situations, fourth and one, and the long down. You describe what it was about him that made those plays go.
Yeah, he had the big fourth down one. The great thing about all those guys is they all want to play. And we just have one ball. So I try to explain that to them. They all want to go make the play. And he's like that. He loves playing. And he knew he was doing well in there and just wanted more. So he was feeling well. I should say not doing well, but feeling well.
Any sense about Chris Jones, whether he could play in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm probably too early to tell right now. We'll just see how he does here. But I can't tell you that. I mean, he's going to get the MRIs and all that stuff, so I don't have any of that information.
Coach Reed, with Chris Jones and the injuries for your team in Houston, 3 games in 11 days for most of the teams that are playing today, is that too much?
That's a tough question. I mean, it's I'll let you figure it out there. Or you can pay my bill.
Not what they pay.
The line had a big challenge ahead with what they could do defensively. Juwan went out, Wanya came in. How did everything kind of mesh together with the challenge that they had?
Yeah, I thought they did nice. I thought Wanya did a nice job coming in. I thought Joe did a nice job on the other side too, having to step in there, and Caliendo, did a nice job there too. So at the guard spot, but Wanya's, he's gone back to the drawing board and worked on it, and is getting better every day. I know I say that, but both those two young guys are going to be okay. They've been working like crazy to get themselves back where they need to be. Okay, good.
Chiefs win at 27-19 and stay in that pole position for the bye in the AFC. Let's talk defense here. Critical moment. Chiefs go for it on 4th and 1 at their own 49, gets stuffed. The defense gets a 3-and-out at that point. A field goal would have given Houston the lead.
Yeah, we were up just 17-16 at that point. And football is a game of momentum. I know some people like to say it's not, but it is. This is played with humans, and you have human emotions out there. When you don't get the first down offensively on 4th down, Houston had all the momentum in the game and only needed a field goal to maybe take the lead. But the defense said no. They hold them to a 3-and-out on that series. Then immediately the offense goes down and scores a touchdown to extend their lead to 8 points. And how about that offensive drive for Kansas City? They go 10 plays, all advancements. Didn't have any negative plays, no incomplete passes, no rushes for negative yards or anything on that drive. And it ends in Xavier Worthy's touchdown. Awesome sequence there for the Chiefs.
Worthy for 19, Worthy for 12, Worthy for the 7. But back to defense.
Trent McDuffie waits 3 years to get a pick. Then he gets 2 in a game and a half. You know that's the way it works in the NFL, but that was a heck of a pick because that was gigantic because Houston could have eaten up the time and had the last score of the half. Instead, the Chiefs up 14-10 get a field goal.
Isn't football funny? Trent McDuffie waits just years and years, and it kind of becomes the thing, like he doesn't have an interception yet. Then all of a sudden, he has 2 interceptions in back-to-back games. And I'm with you because Houston was driving at that point in the game, and we ended up getting a field goal after taking the ball back. So effectively was a 10-point swing, and as we saw, needed every single point in this one.
And Karlaftis did a great job of trying to shadow C.J. Stroud all day, and then Joshua Williams gets the sack. But there was pressure on Stroud. He just made plays.
This is one of those games coming in where C.J. Stroud had been sacked 4 or more times, 7 times this season, most of any quarterback in the NFL. But to his credit, with a banged-up offensive line, Stroud kind of evaded the pressure for most of the game. But credit to Joshua Williams and Steve Spagnuolo on that very last defensive snap for the Chiefs. Perfectly timed cornerback blitz to blow up Stroud. And really, that was it for Houston. Never saw the ball again.
Just saw Jack Cochran go by us. Of course, injuries will be a big deal. Just hours. I mean, just a couple days away. We're going to Pittsburgh. Crazy. Let's go back to the podium.
He said he didn't necessarily expect you to come out running like you did. You just described the touchdown in particular, I guess, and to what degree maybe you thought you were setting a little bit of the tone.
Yeah, I don't know if it was setting a tone. Just kind of, it all opened up, and if I probably would have went to Trav earlier, I could have just thrown him in that spot. But I knew I could run. It's just the stopping that was going to be hard. So once I got running, I saw the end zone and just tried to get up in the air and get in the end zone. But it wasn't like setting a tone or anything like that. I just tried to play football at the end of the day.
It was a little different way to stop, I guess, than put pressure on your ankle.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you saw the slide. It probably looked pretty awkward late in the game. It's just the stopping and cutting isn't great yet. So just try to keep it on the run, keep moving, and make a play happen.
Was there something that happened during the week that maybe told you that you could be effective in the game? You could do the things you needed to do?
I think it was the second practice. The first practice was still kind of iffy, but then the second practice and being able to move a little bit and do some of the under center stuff, I knew I was going to have a good chance. And so I was able to move enough in the movements. We could go under center and run the football, so I felt confident that the O-line was going to protect me, which they did a great job today, and I could make some throws.
You said during the week you wanted to have more of your ability than maybe you did for that AFC Championship game against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. Do you feel like, was it close, or do you feel like you were well ahead of where you were that week?
I felt like I was ahead of there. I mean, that one, it kind of just hurt just the walk in general, whereas now I can kind of move around walking and stuff like that. And now it's just trying to get even better for this next game. I mean, we're playing a good football team, a great defense, and they're going to be getting after it. So trying to get in a better spot so I can utilize my mobility and still be able to work within the pocket and outside the pocket as well.
What was your initial impression of working with Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, I missed him here and there on a couple of throws, but I thought he was getting open. He was winning against man coverage, which is huge. And, I mean, he's a couple throws away from having a really, really big game. And so just getting him in there and getting the football in his hands and getting where he can feel confident and running through tackles and stuff like that. And I thought he did a great job of that, and we'll get him involved more and more as the season goes on.
Patrick, obviously the Texans have a very good pass defense. What was just the feeling of having, it's the first time you've had, Worthy, Brown, and Hopkins on the field together? Just the feelings of quarterback having all of it?
Yeah, I mean, you saw, they were able to win versus man coverage, and I thought those guys did a great job. I think they won even more than I even threw them the football. But you saw we moved the ball well today, and we have to continue to do that. Some of the drives stalled out quickly, but once we kind of got the drives going, it seemed like we could move it down the field. And so we'll have to continue to answer that we can beat man coverage, and then when teams play zone, we'll have to beat that as well.
Obviously, Xavier, you found him quite a bit today. Was there one of those plays that really stood out to you in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that stood out to me in particular was the catch that was out of bounds. I mean, that's one of the best corners in the league, and for him to go up and make a catch on a guy like that, and I know he ended up out of bounds, but that's what you want to see is a guy that can. I mean, he's obviously fast, can make plays downfield, but making contested catches. But he's getting more and more comfortable. I mean, you think since the Bills game, you can see that. Just now, we got to continue to work him and give him more opportunities downfield. And I mean, you saw that even when he was out of bounds, he made a big time catch that was close.
What did you see in the Bills game, Pat, that let you believe he could have a game like this?
I think it was just the speed he was playing at. you can tell when a guy's not thinking and when he's just playing and letting his natural ability kind of work. And on that Bills game, he was playing fast, and I think that's something that gave me confidence to give him more and more opportunities. And he's kind of ran with it.
With your experience playing through an ankle injury, Patrick, how much in your mind was, if they think I'm hindered, they're going to play maybe more man coverage, and he is scrambling early to try to maybe open up so that they don't necessarily play man coverage so much?
Not necessarily. I mean, I know that is a part of it, but I think more than anything, we saw that once I did run, they put the spy there, which helps other guys get open, and so. It wasn't like I would necessarily go. My plan was to not run, and then I ended up running the first drive. But you got to play ball at the end of the day, and that's a good football team. And it's going to take everything, and we were able to go out there and win. And now we move on to another great football team, and we want to try to fight to get that number 1 seed so we can be playing here at Arrowhead. But it's going to take our best football every single week.
You guys had a big challenge with their defensive line. Joe was playing left tackle again. Juwan went out during the game. How did they hold up? And the words that came out of Houston beforehand, it looked like you had to maybe pull Travis aside at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Travis. He loves competing, so that he's always going to have that, and I'm never going to stop it because, I mean, that's what makes him such a special football player and leader on this team. But, no, that's a good defense, really good pass rush, obviously, good DBs. They do a great job, and so I was proud of how our offense competed today. I mean, obviously there were some 3-and-outs here and there that we got to get better at, but other than that, I thought we moved the ball well and scored points in the red zone. So it was a step in the right direction, but we want to be better going into the playoffs, and we'll be challenged again this next week.
Last 3, Sam, Bahane, and Todd. Go, Sam. Patrick, when you say Xavier's playing fast, obviously it's a straight line speed. What signs do you see when you say that look like he's playing fast?
Yeah, it's more than just the speed of how fast he is. It's the confidence that you can feel in the route, and and as a quarterback, you can feel how he's running the route. He's setting it up, he's running it and getting himself open and stuff like that, and that gives you confidence to make the throws. And I think there was even a couple more where I kind of maybe got flushed where he was winning downfield, and hopefully I can hit some of those, and I think that would just take his game to a whole nother level. 100%, and it was something that we talked about, and we wanted him to set it up to let the guy get depth and then hit it to the front pylon, and he did that, and stuff like that he's getting really, really good at, and we'll continue to work at it. He's still a young kid, man, and I think his talent is through the roof, and he has a chance to be a really special football player.
Patrick, obviously you're dealing with some level of pain management today. What made it so important to you to say, I'm going to fight through this, be out there? Obviously you want to compete, but is it more than that?
Yeah, I mean, I ask a lot from the guys around me, and so I feel like if I'm going to ask them to play through pain, if I'm going to ask them to play through little nicks and bruises and stuff like that, I gotta do it. I gotta do it as well, and so that's something that I pride myself on, is being out there with my guys and playing football. And I'm not going to put us in position to be in a bad spot or lose a football game, but if I feel like I can compete and win, I'm going to be out in that football field.
One other side thing with that, how quickly could you plan to throw? I mean, is that taken away from a little bit in this instance?
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but I did good enough. I mean, it's you're not going to feel great. I mean, that's kind of just what it is, and you don't make excuses in this league. You go out and play football, and you fight until the very end, and you try to get a win at the end of the day. And so, like I said, I asked especially like the offensive line to fight through and play through some of these injuries. And you saw Noah bounce back up and get back on the football field. I asked that from those guys, so I got to ask that from myself as well.
Last one, Todd.
What's the challenge only after this rest before you got to go again? Is it difficult to get ready to play another game so quickly? And are you motivated knowing you got a chance to line up the 1 seed on Christmas Day?
Yeah, I think you're motivated to play a great football team. To play in Pittsburgh, it's a great environment, a great stadium. It'll be rocking. Playing on Christmas, so everybody's gonna be watching. And I think more than anything, it's just getting off your feet when you can, but at the same time studying and getting the game plan in. And Coach Reed does a great job of it. But we knew this as was part of our schedule from the very beginning, and coaches prepared us. So let's go out there and play our best football.
Real quick, can we just ask, Xavier's got your jersey on from college. What's it?
One of the heroes of the defense in this game, Jaden Hicks. It took McDuffie 3 years to get his first interception. You get another one, man. What about being a ball hawk back there?
Oh, man, it's awesome. And shout out to Jay Reed. He actually called it right before the play happened. He said the corner's going to underslip, just make sure you're over top. And the ball floated up there in perfect position. So, that was awesome. It's been a journey, been so much fun this year playing with the boys, and, us being successful. That's always awesome.
3 picks if you're keeping track at home. He got Brock Purdy in the end zone. And I thought you were going to go for the touchdown last week. I thought it was a pick 6.
I was trying. I think you could tell. But no, they caught up to me. I was tired. We were all tired. So, that always plays a part. But, yeah, it was good.
Let's talk about your role in this defense with no Shamari Connor. What did that do to add stuff on your plate responsibility-wise?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just the next guy stepping up, and that's Chris Rowland. And he did a wonderful job this week, and so he was really the next guy up. But my role, still the same. I might have played a little bit more just in those certain situations, but just everyone being ready, everyone being locked in, ready for the play call and such things like that.
I don't want to overlook special teams here. You've been awesome on teams. He's the personal protector on punt.
Yeah,
that's a big job. But when Jack goes down, the fact that you guys now have to step up in all the phases, what about that?
Yeah, I mean, Jack, he's a main key guy in our special teams unit. So him going down, we hated to see that. But just like I said before, next man up, and we're all rolling. Everybody knows what they're doing. The next guy up knows what he's doing. So, we just kept it rolling.
I don't want to say a short week. It's like ridiculously short, just hours. What do you do now? I know it's your rookie season, but what do you do right now to get ready for Pittsburgh?
I just make sure I'm rested, recovered, make sure my body's feeling good, and then just eating right. You got to have the good eating habits, make sure the body's clean, stuff like that. That's what keeps you fueled, keeps you rolling.
You're no longer a rookie. You know that, right?
Yeah. I feel it.
We all feel it. Jaden Hicks, 3 picks on back-to-back games with interceptions.
All right, guys, go ahead and fire away.
Fred, so all of a sudden you got 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
We broke down the one last week. Can you tell us about this one and what it meant at the time?
Yeah. Another, I feel like 2-minute situation, which was pretty important to get the defense off the field. And this week I was at nickel, so, a little different on the field. And play before, we kind of knew what they were going to do, knew they were going to try to do inside breaking routes. And, shout out to the D-line. They made CJ throw a bad ball, and I was able to come up with the catch.
What do you make Jumbotron this time?
Not this time, brother. Not that. That was a one-time thing, I think.
The phenomenon, they went 40-plus games with that one and then get one in back-to-back weeks.
I mean, they always say it. They were talking about breaking the seal last week. And, anytime you get around defensive backs, they always talk about it comes in bunches. And, I'm just seeing it play out, you know what I mean? Being in the right place at the right time and making sure I make the play on the ball when it comes to me. Just hoping that we can continue this moving forward.
Fred, that was obviously very hard on them, but I wonder if it was hard on you, too, to see that injury to Dell in the end zone and what that was like just that time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's a really good player, a lot of energy, and he was big for them on their team. And whenever you see a guy like that get hurt or some freak like that, it's always disappointing, you know what I mean? And praying for him. Hopefully he's able to recover and come back strong. But, yeah, just unfortunate how it happened.
Andy said he thought this was the best all-around team effort of the season. Did he convey that to you guys in the locker room? And what did you feel like about the overall effort?
Yeah, I feel like I felt it. The energy with the team, offense putting up points, going out there and controlling the ball, defense making stops. We let up a few 3rd and longs, which, we were disappointed with. But overall, everybody just stuck together, you know what I mean? And the energy was there on the sideline, and you can just tell guys are trying to get back in the groove of things. So for me, I was really excited just to be a part of that.
And you guys make your own energy on defense, but I wonder, did it set a little bit of a tone for Patrick to come back despite knowing what he was dealing with that?
Yeah, that was a big thing for us this week, knowing Patrick was dealing with his little stuff, so defense felt like we had to be the ones to kind of control this game and be able to go out there and win this game for the team. And shout out Hollywood coming back, getting a few plays in with that energy. And I'm just excited seeing that offense back starting to get healthy, you know what I mean? Because I saw them in fall camp and the explosiveness and what they can do. So even just a few guys like that who were able to come back, you can kind of just see the offense start to open up a little bit. So it was fun to watch.
Hey, Trent, that sequence there at the end of the first half, earlier this year it seems like this team's always had to win games right at the end of the game. The sequence at the end of the first half kind of felt like maybe it changed the game a little bit. Obviously a lot of ball game left, but did that kind of feel like it really put the ball game in your guys' hands even with a full half left to play?
Yeah, Coach Spags has a big emphasis on this defense about the first drive and the last drive of every half. And going back to just the coaches during the week, I mean, we spend a lot of time on 2-minute, a lot of time on situations and making sure we know what we're doing, but also what they're going to attack us with. So I feel like over this course of the year, we've been hit with a few different things, but now that it's getting to the later part of the year, we know what teams try to attack us with. So I feel like guys are trying to get comfortable with our play calls and actually trying to execute the calls correctly.
Okay, thanks, Trent.
Appreciate you guys.
It was like getting the Christmas present you couldn't open until Easter, and then you opened it up. The long wait is over. What was it like to get out there and get going?
Man, it felt amazing. More than what I expected. The love, I get from my coaches and teammates, it's been surreal, so just happy to be back.
Hollywood Brown is with us. Let's go to the 4th and 2 play, which looms big early in the game. What about the play call when you heard it going, oh, okay?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they played man a lot on critical situations, so I knew, you're not going to run with me across the field, so it was a great play by Coach.
So much for easing you into this. 8 targets. What about getting 8 targets in this game?
I didn't even realize I got 8 targets, to be honest. I was asking Coach to put me in a lot more, but, I mean, we stuck to our plan, and I was just happy to, contribute as much as I did.
How tough was the rehab to get back? You go down in the Jacksonville game, we all lose it. We couldn't, seeing you in St. Joe, and then all of a sudden we got to wait now. Yeah. What was your rehab like?
It was tough mentally, but I really, stuck and trusted God and my family. And once they told me, I had a chance of coming back, that's the only motivation I needed. So from that point on, I just went to work.
Hollywood, I want to ask you, too, you being on the field helped Xavier today. What about Xavier? Because now the two of you together looks like this could be dynamic.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we known that since, camp, and he was one of
the younger guys. What do you do to get ready to play Pittsburgh on such a quick turnaround?
Get your body right and, get ready to be physical, play our game, because it's a tough team we're going against, so we're going to be ready.
They know who you are. You lived in the same division with them. You were looking forward to going to Pittsburgh?
Definitely. I mean, I'm fresh, so they got to deal with me more than I got to deal with them.
Fresh legs for Hollywood. We finally get to open our Christmas gift.
Oh. My bad. I got a Texas game on. I'm sorry. No, we just scored.
The jersey with the Texans game.
Hey, look. This is just for Pat. I'm not supporting Tech, but yeah, I'm watching the game too. But go ahead. Yeah. I best stuff wearing to the game was showing the Tech up front. Everybody was getting on me, so I had to flip it around.
Xavier, can you take us through that touchdown play? I mean, it seemed like off the line of scrimmage, you sort of had a game plan already of the way that's going to unfold. Can you just take us through what you're thinking pre-snap and how that unfolds?
Yeah, we originally were calling that play for man, but they ended up going zone. So I just tried to kind of get a feel for what they were going to do in the zone, and I just seen an open area and just try to rush to it.
When did you recognize it was going to be zone?
When they yelled out, zone it.
Maybe the most impressive catch you had was the one where you couldn't get your foot down in bounds. But he was talking about the trust he has to make a contested catch like that. Has Nuke helped you at all with that, when getting here too? Because he's a master at that.
Yeah, man, he's been trying to get me right with it. But just continue to build on that, just to show him that I could be able to make those catches and just be a guy to rely on.
Patrick has said that he's really felt like it's slowed down for you. What do you think has allowed that to happen for you and how to click today?
Oh, man, I feel like I just got all these old heads in the room, so they kind of just making it real easy for me. Just understanding the game and just learning the nuances of everything and just getting a better feel for everything.
You've seen what Marquise went through, or Hollywood went through and everything, and how much he's been a mentor for you. How excited was it for you to see him back on the field? How much has he helped you even being injured throughout your NFL career?
Right, like you said, it's been a mentor to me. Hollywood was like a big brother to me, so he's kind of just helped me out and just kind of gave me pep talks. As you seen, when I was mic'd up, he was like, make this play with the ball. So just the little things like that, man, it was amazing to have him back.
See him out there today?
Yeah, it was amazing just to have him back out there.
Xavier, DeAndre said that he's your harshest critic. Can you take me through kind of what he means by that?
He's about what?
DeAndre said he's your harshest critic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He always gets on me I could catch the ball, you should have caught it like this. So he just tries to get on me and make sure I'm at my best at all times.
What do you think about that?
Man, it's like a big brother relationship. I like it.
Xavier, what did it say about Patrick that he played today and played the way he did based on dealing with the injuries? You've seen some of that, but
Right. Man, I was just Patrick being Patrick.
You briefly left with your own ankle injury.
Nah, I'm good. I'm all good.
Did you feel any pressure? I mean, if Pat's going to play with an ankle
Nah, ain't no pressure, man. Ain't no pressure.
Given the way you came into the league, Xavier, with the 40-yard dash record, how much do you think you're proving not only to the rest of the league but to yourself that you can get open in all three levels because you had catches and obviously the short and the intermediate today?
I feel like for me, it's not more of like proving, it's just showing. I feel like I kind of knew I had that nuance in my game. It's just me showing everybody I could do it.
That slant route you caught?
Man, I wanted to score on that one so bad.
That looked like some of the best timing you've had with Pat, where you were full stride.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's coming?
Yeah, I feel like our chemistry and our confidence with each other is building, and it's just going to keep growing every week.
Xavier, what do you think about this offense now with Hollywood back?
Man, it just opens up a lot more. They can't just take away one deep ball on one side of the field, so they just got to prepare for both of us now.
Xavier, 14-1, obviously having Hollywood back. What can this team do now in the last couple weeks of the year?
Man, like you said, 14-1 and 8-0 at home, man. Shout out to the fans. But what can we do? The sky's the limit. We control our destiny. I feel like we're a hard football team to beat, and we just got to keep going and stacking.
Last one, anyone? What does preparation look like for you guys on the short week?
Oh, man. So I can't even tell you. I never had nothing like this. 3 games in 10 days. I never had nothing like this. So I couldn't tell you.
Thanks, Xavier.
Appreciate it.
Chiefs get the victory over Houston 27-19. 5 straight games. 5 straight games, no turnovers by the Chiefs. Chiefs are now, +4 in the giveaway takeaway after being -4. But what about, it's been the longest streak since Alex Smith's days of not turning the ball over.
And today was of particular importance. We talked about this on Field Pass. Houston has 28 takeaways this year, 93 takeaway points, and 28% of their total points for the year are following takeaways. Coming into this game, the Chiefs could not turn the football over against a very opportunistic defense. And what do you know? Kansas City goes out there and protects the ball for 4 quarters.
Patrick Mahomes, the question we got to ask, is he going to play? Is he going to play? A touchdown run to start the game. Just how amazing is it, and how much can we underestimate his toughness?
He's the ultimate warrior. I mean, he's accomplished so much in this league, and it seems like people still want to underestimate him. Well, that first drive, it's like it's on here today. He scrambles for a 13-yard touchdown and runs over the defender at the goal line. He's the ultimate gamer, and I feel like I say this on Chiefs Rewind all the time. He is the best player in football. He's the MVP of the NFL, even if he doesn't technically win it. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have all the gaudy numbers every single year. At the end of the day, he wins football games, and we are 14-1 because of Patrick Mahomes.
And the running backs.
Yeah.
About 150-plus yards of total offense as receivers. Pirine, 50 yards receiving, and Kareem Hunt not far behind him.
Mitch and I are co-presidents of the Samaje Perine fan club. You saw why once again here today. How about the offense finishing the game here today? We saw earlier in the season where we had maybe this opportunity, the offense goes 3s and out, and the other team has an opportunity to go win the game. Well, not today, and Samaje Perine was right in the middle of that, catching that big pass on 3rd down to move the chains, essentially ice the game away.
So the Chiefs win at 27-19, and now, I don't even want to call it a short week. It's just days. It's really hours. It's not that much over 100 hours. We're playing again at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh. Now, the one saving grace is Pittsburgh just kicked off against Baltimore. They're going through the same thing, and they had to travel to Baltimore and play a very physical division opponent. So at least it's kind of a level playing field in that regard, but this is tough. I mean, it's 3 games in 11 days. Fortunately, we've won the first 2 games. Now just 1 win away or a Buffalo loss from clinching the #1 overall seed in the AFC. Let's finish it.
That's the idea. Also, injuries to Jack Cochran, Chris Jones in this game, and Jawan Taylor. Stay tuned. Again, just hours away before we get on a plane and go to Pittsburgh. He is Matt McMullen. I'm Mitch Holthus. Again, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. The Chiefs are 14-1, an early Christmas gift.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.